What it do? What it do? What's going on, everybody? Seth the DaChop, how you doing, my brother?
Brother, I'm doing wonderful. The sun is shining and I'm still breathing.
Oh, that's a blessing. Hey, listen, I'm with you on that. Today's my birthday, so I'm definitely happy to be alive, breathing at that good 39 years old. But we here today. People thought we were going to do a show today. A little delayed today, people. I did have to do a little celebration today.
Yeah, you got to cut your thumb flat.
You know what I'm saying? I got to do a little something, right? But after that, I ate good, so I'm thinking ready. I got some energy, and I got some stuff to talk about, right? And as you see the title here, what is a man versus a real man? Now, this might be a little gear grinding for me as well because, of course, everybody heard of the app, which is called Clubhouse, right? Everybody know about it. And there has been many topics that's talking about a man versus a real man and all these, boy and all this stuff. So I was in this room, and in the room, it was led by a godmother, a guy who was leading the room. And he went around and he asked all the men first to answer this question. And the question that he asked everyone, he said, hey, man, what is a real man? And I didn't, I was like maybe fourth person to respond, but I was sitting and listening to these men talk. And you wouldn't believe the men out there who were actually struggling. I mean, really struggling to explain what is a man. Some dudes sat there and paused like, that's a really good question. I have to really think about it. Bruh, I was like really? There was some dude. One guy said, "You know what? I'll wait. I gotta think about it. Come back to me." I was just sitting there like, wow. And this is a room with probably had like 100 people in there. No, it started out small, so I say it had about 30 people in there, right? A lot of men, women, whatever. And the fact these men, we ain't talking about little boys. These are all grown men who have cell phones, so they're all at least 18 years and up. Because let's be real. 16-year-old boy is not going to be on Clubhouse. If there is, it's a small case. And on top of that, they're not in these rooms talking about real life conversation. They're probably talking about these ratchet throat babies and whopping all that conversation. But when it comes to a man versus a real man, they're definitely not in that room. Okay? So we got these men in these room. And long story short, when it came to me, I feel like I dropped the mic on the room. I really feel like because I was confident with my answer, and I gave it right to the point. I said, first off, I'm a man and a real man. What a man is a mature adult male. So if you're a male and you're an adult, then you're a man, just by default, okay? So I'm a man. Exactly. They dropped. You can have life, right? But I said, so I am a man, and I'm a real man because for me personally, I'm a man who puts everybody first, right? And of course, I say a man is a leader, provider, protector, all those things, right? I said all those things, but I said, but a real man, is someone who put other people in front of them. So I put my kids, my wife, my family first. But I still get it done. And in most cases, most men, we don't really ask for nothing. We don't want to get patted on the back every 2 seconds or all that, but that's the job of the wife or the woman that you're with to kind of appreciate your value of being the man to you. You get what I'm saying? But in most cases, that was it. And like the room stopped for a second. It's like, okay, that was really good explanation. I'm like, yeah. But the fact that there's men out there who's actually having daddy issues and really couldn't sit there and really explain what a real man is, lets me know like, wow, there is a big problem out there. What are some of your thoughts to yourself on that topic, man?
Well, because I want to go all the way in without hearing the whole backstory of that, but just hearing the question kind of grinds my gears. Because my idea of a man, of course, is someone who's not a child. Once you accept the responsibilities of an adult, you're a man, and AKA. For me, once again, mortgage, father, kids, house, career. Once you accept the responsibilities of an adult, you're a man, right?
Okay.
And I don't in my mind, I don't differentiate between real man and a man. With those responsibilities also should come the status of being a real man. I'm not living at home in my mama's basement. I have my own house.
Okay.
I'm not somebody's baby daddy. I am an ex-husband. You know what I'm saying? But I was a father. I wasn't a baby daddy. So I don't know what they consider a real man. But yeah, I thought I hit every one of those buckets on my way up.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And I'll add this to the topic as well, because in most cases, right, like you said, you're a father, you provided XYZ, right? Those are some of the traits of being a man as well. But one guy said, well, I'm a man, but I'm working to be a real man because I don't have a family to provide for XYZ. And I said, no, hold on, man, for a second. Listen, you don't have to have a family to be a real man. Let me give you a scenario of what a real man do versus a little child would do. So, for example, before I was marrying kids, I'll party, drink out, and I hang out with my boys or guys that I know, whatever. We all hang out, and most men know they got that one slime ball dude that comes around who does things too much to the extreme, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? He just, we gotta keep an eye on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what he doing here? Who talking about this party? He one of them dudes. So the point I'm trying to get is that, so this dude, you know what I'm saying? He comes to the party, and like most of us, we're thinking about one thing. We're trying to find out girl, right? XYZ, right? But he's one of them slime ball dudes who take things to the extreme. Meaning that he'll put something in a girl's drink to get her, you know what I'm saying, get her drunk or get her where she's not fully 100% herself, right? That's an example of a slime ball dude. So,
yeah, that's a criminal.
Right, exactly. But there's the scenario that I want to say, what I did is that I knew what he was up to, and it's a big party. I know everybody's there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to keep with every female there, but I know who's there, and some people I might be cool with, right? So he after giving girls a drink. So he gave a girl one drink that I know I was like, hey, don't drink that. What? Just trust me. Don't drink that. Now, it's not about me being a cock blocker, what some people would say. I said, no, there's a difference between, you know what I'm saying, cock blocking and rape. There's two different things, okay? I'm trying to prevent this young lady from being mistreated when she's under the influence. You get what I'm saying? Versus me saying, hey, man, don't drink that. Why, man? That dude's a lame. and then I turn around and try to spit game to her. That's being a cop blocker. But I'm protecting her. But that's an example of me being a man. Because I could have been an F-boy and said, oh, yeah, drink that. Or don't say nothing. And then she being dragged upstairs and XYZ happens. I seen it happen. I prevented it from happening. But that's a prime example of being a man. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You step and you prevent things from happening when something ain't going right. You see a little kid being bullied. He ain't gotta be your friend, but you know it ain't right. You like, hey y'all, man, chill out. Y'all don't gotta do all that. And if some dudes most respect you, some dudes will fall back. Like, all right, man, let them go. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, good. Go ahead, chime in.
No, just rolling with what you're saying. Yeah, see that, because in my mind, the word dirty Mac and Pumpkin, you kept her from being quote unquote violated. Yeah, let's go with that. You kept her from being violated. That was also an opportunity for you to throw salt in his game and try to throw your own game, right?
Right.
So you went from being a real man to dirty Macking at that point. And not that you did. I'm saying that was your opportunity you was having.
Exactly.
It's a fine line between doing right and doing wrong, and the problem is that most good dudes try to avoid doing wrong altogether, and most dirty Macs, criminals out there, they don't care. My only argument is this: even when this question comes up, because that's why men have men are having such a problem answering this question. I think
right
is because of the women we dealing with. Because the behavior that we know is bad as a man, these young ladies are accepting, which makes me feel not as smart as possible when I see that the attention I want from you is going to the dude I know ain't good for you.
Facts.
So y'all, that's what's muddying the water. What's being accepted by the people who are trying to get attention from. if you accepting the dirty Mac, by default, you want me to dirty Mac too. Is that gonna make me a real man in your eyes? To lower my personal level or standards? You know, so I get what you're saying, and that's convoluted.
And y'all, go. Sorry.
I just want the end of the sentence was y'all got to really clean up what standards you accept before you start asking men to be a real man. You got to clean up your own standards. It's kind of messy.
Exactly. And also, of course, we had women in the room. You know, there was also listening to the conversation, and there was chiming as well. And then, like I said, once again, this is a big problem that's wrong with the black community, because not all of them, but most of the guys in the room, right, were fatherless. They was raised by single women, right? Mm-hmm. So some of the things that they missed in life because they didn't have that male figure in the picture, right? Mm-hmm. And then one guy, which was the simple in the room, was trying to like, well, you can teach them whatever. They can still go out there and do what they want to do. I said, you right. You're 100% right. I said, but let me tell you something here. I am a twin brother. I'm a twin, okay? So that means the same message my mom gave me and my dad gave both of us also gave to my brother, right? Mm-hmm. Same message. Let's just say one of us was in jail. One of us did not go to jail, right? I'm not going into details of what happened, all that. All I'm saying is that we both were given the same rules and same discipline as far as what you need to do. And then what does that do? It comes down to one word. But what is that? Accountability. Accountability. So yes, we all have choice and decision that we can make once we get old enough. But you cannot blame it on the parents like, oh man, you got these kids running around. No. Because if the child is getting the information they need to get, it's still the responsibility for them to do what was right. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, that is a role. But guess what? Guess what fathers do? They teach their sons about accountability. They teach their daughters too. But this topic is about men. So we're talking about men right now.
well, you know what? Let me bite that sandwich.
Go ahead.
Okay. I like what you just said, that you and your brother got the same message from the same source, and it was interpreted differently.
Right.
Okay? Different outcomes. Different choices, different outcomes. But at the same time, moving it to the left, a lot of boys, a lot of these young men in this current generation are being raised by single parents, just like you said, right? Mm-hmm. The vast majority of the time, that single parent is a woman, right? Mm-hmm. Now, think about what I said initially. For anybody who's listening and watching, think about what I said initially about you have to clean up what you want, because the messaging that's being given to even me out here trying to date in the world is messy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but when you raising children, the same game that you playing in the street with fellas, it's the same game you teaching your kids at home. You blurring the line between right and wrong, because they can see you telling them one thing and they can see you as the mother or the parent on the spot doing something different.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's confusing them. They take that confusion from home and they drag it right out into the street. And now they don't know how to be a real man because their moms tried to teach them what a real man was. But she was like, I want a man to do this, and I need a man to do that, and I need a man to do this. But every man she brought home did differently. You know what I'm saying? And now these same boys who watch their mom create that chaos in the home is now in the street trying to find somebody to be with. Think about the game and think about where it's coming from. I mean, you can keep going.
No, 100%. And also, even to stay on top of it, but also piggyback off a little bit, they also pose a question in the same room, is that, does it take a man to raise a boy? Does it take a man to raise a boy? And this is the same room after the first question, right? You know, what is a real man? Well, I think that was the second question, but regardless, same room. The conversation went, does it take a man to raise a boy? And they did this, they went ahead and asked all the men first. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go first because I wasn't first, because they had an order they went through, right? And dude was like, well, actually you don't, because I'm a prime example. My mom raised me, right?
How'd that turn out?
Oh, right, right. I'm like, man, okay. I listen. We know mothers can raise them. We never said. We see a lot of people out there who've been raised by the mom only. But at the end of the day, you still need that man figure. But yes, so when it came to me, I said yes. Once again, I dropped the mic in the room. I said yes, yes. From the age 5 and up, you definitely need that male figure in that boy's life to prepare him for the real world. Simple as that. Reason why I have 5 because I think at the age of 5 or 6, whatever, that's when they first go to school. That's when they interact around other kids. Because most of these kids are, single kids. Don't have brothers and sisters. Some of them. Some may have brothers and sisters, whatever. But they're dealing with other people's kids, not their brothers and sisters. They're dealing with other people, the real world, right? You can't go around and punch other people's kids and think nothing's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? You can beat your brother up and your sister up, different story. But but I say yes. From the age 5 and up, the father needs to be there. And I'll tell you why. I have this is funny. This happened last night. Last night. I have a daughter, 8, son, who'll be 7 on the 30th, right? But he's 6 right now, but he'll be 7, whatever. Last night, so I'm upstairs getting some water, you know what I'm saying, healthy life, whatever. And I'm in the kitchen, and all I hear was, ow! I'm like, what? And you know what sounds, you know what certain sounds like if you're a parent. So I said, y'all two bring y'all butt here. My daughter come out, she come first, and she like holding her eye. I'm like, what the? Before I said, so what happened? Like, you know what? No. I went to Sean. I said, Sean, what happened? None was going to get my phone, and I told her don't touch my phone, and I punched her. What? Hold up. So I didn't go crazy. I had to first calm down because my first reaction was to jump on him, right? But I was like, okay, all right. I called the wife up because we're gonna do this together. We're gonna do this right. I call my call the wife upstairs, like, okay, tell your mom what happened. As I was finishing getting my drink. So long story short, kids, they storytelling is the funniest. But the long story short here is that apparently my son didn't want his sister to touch his phone, and he got mad and he punched her in the eye. But she's like, well, if you're in the eye, I punched her in the face. Oh Lord! Like 2 times, I had to take deep breaths to calm down. Because naturally, no, son, this is what we don't. Men do not punch women at all. Damn sure you don't punch them for going to your phone. I said, boy, if you have a problem with girls and phone now, what you don't think can happen later on? Sorry, I didn't say that. I'm sorry. That was my. That was an outside bar I had with the wife. But anyway, I said, no, son, no. This is what we're not going to do. And now, of course, my daughter is not as innocent. She was probably innocent in this scenario, but they both were guilty because there'd be times she'd be trying to make him play games he don't want to play and do stuff he don't want to do. But of course, my son got the worst. He didn't get beat, but he got scolded, and we really sat down for like maybe 30 minutes to explain this and what you do and you don't do, right? I said, listen, there's 3 adults in the house. You have grandma, you have mommy, and then you have daddy. And trust me, you don't want daddy to be first. You don't want to be the first person to know, because like when he first told me, I was ready to cave his little chest in. I ain't gonna lie. In my head, I was like, what? Boom. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Let me get the full story. But the point I'm trying to make here is that it's very key, because my son's 6 years old, and those emotions that he has, he needs to understand what to do, what not to do. You get what I'm saying? Take me out the picture. Take daddy out the picture. What happened if just the mom came out and she saw the baby snot holding her eye because Sean punched her, and he told her that same exact story. She was on my phone, I got mad, I punched her. She might have just jumped all over him and gave him the business. You understand what I'm saying? Not knowing the full story of what happened, right? And I'm be honest with you, most women do that. They beat their sons down, like really, like kick them, punch them, all that stuff, and that's causing trauma right there by itself. But the point I'm trying to make is, I know I'm making the story long as ever, but the point I'm trying to make is that I had to really sit down with my son, explain to him, break it down with emotions, let him know what you do, you don't do. And then I had other conversation about, do you pay for these phones? No. Do you pay for the internet? No. It's my phone. So if I take the phone, what you gonna do? Nothing. Okay. So let's get understanding here. These are my phones, but we're not gonna be hitting each other. But I'll let go. I'll put a period at the end of this story here, so you can jump in there. But once the more of the story is that I had a sit down conversation with my son. He didn't get beat this time, but next time you will. But but once again, it's very key that you had this conversation and explain to him, well, you don't do that to females. Like, if a boy hits your sister, you ready to go out there and break his neck, so you don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? But go ahead, so you can jump in here.
Well, I mean, I'm digesting what you're saying, but I actually kind of disagree a bit with what you just said.
To what part?
Let me explain the overall picture of it.
Okay.
You're right. You taught him it's not good to put your hands on his sister, but I don't like when you said don't put your hands on a female. And I know this is gonna cause smoke. Okay. But let me explain.
Go ahead, explain, sir, because the smoke's coming already. I can feel it.
Is that what you were saying makes 100% sense? I don't think a man should be putting hands on a woman, but I also don't want your son out there in the world thinking that a woman can have free reign to mess with him, push his button. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So let me give you an example.
Okay.
Let me say what I just want to put the stat out there that per family domestic violence statistics, women hit men, women start fights with men, women cause domestic violence as much, if not more, than men. Okay? The problem is that when a man hits a woman, the actual outcome of that particular blow is worse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you hit somebody 3 times, if somebody's 3 times stronger than you hit you, it ain't the same love tap that you thought you were giving them.
Okay.
But some certain ladies, they also got to understand that there are boundaries. You and I get along very well as grown men because me and you both know that there is a line in the sand in which case blows could be thrown. Right?
Right.
But when you take away that line in the sand, what's to stop a female, and I'm saying a young lady, but a one female, from stepping clean across that boundary? So I'm not saying Sean is right. He's not right to put his hands on anybody. He's supposed to come tell. There are reasons and rules. But if she pushed I don't know, I'm just saying, but how many buttons is she supposed to be able to push before he is capable of defending himself? And a man and a woman are different.
Facts.
A man defending himself and a woman defending himself, 2 different things. A man will knock you out. A woman might call the police, but it's still what you did to defend yourself in that situation. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. It's just I want to level set because I don't want him out there in the world and some girl in high school decide to take his phone and he don't want to. And she knew she was snatching it and all that, but he took it because you taught him don't put your hands on a female, which is right. I'm saying, but she wasn't taught to respect that man.
No, I agree 100%. And that is something I will have a conversation that once they get a little bit mature, you can't throw too much at these kids. You know, that goes in one ear and out the other. Mm-hmm. But I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree. Like, no, I'm with. So I agree to what you're saying as well. I agree. Once you explain it, at first I was like, hold up, what you mean?
Yeah. I'm not. I don't go in on abuse on nobody.
Facts. Right.
I don't support that.
Right.
But I'm just saying. Don't hit her because she a girl. Don't hit her. That's most of the problems we're having in the country right now between men and women is because we cut a lot of slack to ladies and they took advantage of that in a lot of situations.
I understand. And the funny thing is, right? I was like, I said to him, like, you won't punch your sister in the face? You won't punch other kids in the face that you messing with? You know, you was over such house, you punch him in the face? And wife was like, yeah. I said, oh. I said, good job. I said, okay, all right, maybe my son might have anger issues. Okay, now I need to know how I got to make sure you know to keep that in check.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because honestly, I mean, I don't lie. I used to have anger issues, but I never hurt nobody, put my hands on nobody, but I would break some shit. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, that's, I had at times where I don't deal with certain much stuff, right? I don't deal with too much stuff, so I'll like walk away, whatever. But yes, so but at least I know that he can't protect himself. But now we need to understand who to put your hands on and how and when. You understand? Who, what, when, where, how, all that good stuff. Like, here's a scenario. At the end of the day, because it's funny. The crazy part is, I'm teaching my daughter how to box.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God.
so,
Yeah.
so the funny part, after my wife said, "Man, Sean is lucky that she didn't punch him back because I'm teaching her how to hold her hands up and guard, to protect herself, chin down, and the whole left, right, hand straight. Don't tuck in the thumb outside. Make sure you punch. You turn the hand. Like if she'd have punched him back, he might be on the ground crying. I'm like, what happened to you? No, don't punch me." But I do have him doing push-ups and doing stuff like that. But I want to give my daughter a hand-to-hand combat because the women definitely need protection around.
They need that.
They need that. You know what I'm saying? So my daughter can be able to throw hands. The point I'm trying to make is that if she'd have punched her back, it'd be a totally different story. But at the same time, I did explain to my daughter, you're just as guilty as he's guilty. Because there's something that you're not telling us, and I'm tired I got tired of trying to hear the story because I'm getting frustrated, and I'm always putting my hands on them. I said, you know what? Here's what y'all gonna do. You're gonna brush your teeth, and guess what? Saturday night, 10 o'clock, guess what? Going to bed. I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I mean? Like Saturday night, you don't got school. Guess what? You're going to bed early. That's your fault because you two are spoiled. I spoil my kids. I call it what it is. My kids are spoiled. I give them the world. But they also need to know how to act and behave around each other. I said, in the day, you two, your sister, is all you have. Now, your brother, that's all you have. Y'all need to love and take care of each other. But let me get back on top of here. I just had to go off the deep end on that one. But the moral of the story is that men, these are scenarios that men come across when raising young boys. Because these are the young boys. If they don't get these emotions checked now as little boys, they'll be the same boys to go out there and be a woman beater.
Yes.
And if you look at in most of the statistics, the men out there who are beating on women are mostly single men. Some not single men, but I'm talking about the women guys who beat on a woman. I ain't talking about you and your wife got an argument and y'all go to blows, whatever. I'm talking about these dudes are repeated woman beaters. You get what I'm saying?
Well, oh no, yeah. You know what? Wait. Before we move all the way off of this, and I want to come. You want all the power and privileges of being independent. You really need to learn how to throw hands and shoot guns if you're going to talk a whole bunch of this stuff to people in the street.
Right.
That's just my thing. I want you. Kick them in the face if you can. Karate classes, judo. Go to the gun range. If you want to be independent and you want to be strong and independent, you got to be able to defend your independence. Freedom isn't free. Yeah. That part I just wanted to put on the table. But yeah, I don't know the statistics. Moving on back to where you at, I don't know the statistics about who's doing the violence against women.
Right.
I never even contemplated looking it up.
It's actually higher. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, just because as far as the abuse between couples, whatever, it's not always physical. That verbal abuse is just as worse as the physical. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, continue what you're saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
Well, words to men, you can get your point across, and you can crush a man's heart with some words. Please remember that when you crush a man's heart with your words, he can crush your skull with his hands. that is not a threat. Just remember, it is not equally yoked. Punches, you got the verbal power. You can use it. You can say what you want to say. It's a free country. You also know that it'll be 5 minutes before the police show up once you call them. That's a lot can happen in 5 minutes. So you need to learn to defend yourself and quit writing checks with your mouth that your butt can't catch. Just saying. I'm on the woman's side here because no man should be beating up on a woman simply because his feelings got hurt. That doesn't say it doesn't happen. Please learn how to defend yourselves.
I agree 100%. But yes, so once again, these were guys in the room that was, once again, they said you don't need a man to raise a young boy. I gave another scenario. I said, listen, I know a single lady right now who had who had a car, has a flat tire, and she had to get a car towed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the son go out there and towing it, instead of the son go out there and fixing, switching the tire out, he don't know how to do it. And secondly, the mother don't know how to do it. Because if she knew how to do it, she could went outside with him and teach him how to do it. Like some of those things, or those are some of the things that fathers do with their sons. They teach their sons how to, cut the grass. They show them how to, change a tire. They show them, because those things matter. There have been so many stories of women breaking down the side of the road. Some guy comes to help them, and he take him out the world. The guy takes the woman out the world, and the scenario could be whatever, but the scenario's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a perfect example of why a man's needed. Now, my wife, she knows how to change the tire, so I'm not saying all women when I say this. Most women, okay? Let's be clear. Now,
the average woman,
exactly. And this is just really, and once again, when we talk about these topics, we're not saying all women. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening. We're never saying all. We're saying the average, or most, or some. So let's be clear. Mm-hmm. I don't want to keep saying this every time we bring a topic up, because it's a fact. You can go around and ask 20 girls if they know how to change a tire, and they're like, I don't know. You know what?
More than 10.
Best way to do it is just ask them. Just give me the steps. How would you do it? Explain the steps to me how you would do it. You ain't got to do it. Just tell me how you would do it. And then based on the response, no, they don't know how to do it. You did what first before you jacked it up? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It might work, but you're going to be it for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah. You know what? Years ago, I asked a girl, I used to ask this question of a couple of different girls just to see what would happen. But like, name the 7 fluids inside of a car. Right? Name 7 fluids inside of a car. Most, it seems like gas, oil. You know what I'm saying? Nope. I was okay, and I just let it go, but that's telling you something right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you're independent, but you don't really know how to keep your car running in case of emergency. You break down on the side of the road, you ain't even got no idea what's going on. You go to a dealership to get your car fixed, you're strong and independent, but you don't really care about cars, so they charging you twice as much as they would charge me for the same service. You know?
Right, right.
That's it. So that's when they say, what's a real man? It's always some stuff that institutionally know, that's supposed to come with being a man. Changing the tire, changing the oil, knowing where the oil go and the transmission fluid go and what is antifreeze. You're supposed to know all this stuff as a basic level to being a man.
But listen here, though. Here's some of the traits I pulled up on the internet that says these are qualities that make a real man. Right? There's a few. He's smart. Okay, he's smart. He makes you laugh. Huh? He's actively supports your career.
Time out. Each one. We're gonna unpack each one. Okay, start over.
All right. So the first one, for the qualities of a real man, he's smart. Go ahead.
Okay. Just to level set, the average intelligence of the human race is about 100 IQ, right?
Right.
So the average person is intelligent, right? 100 IQ minimum.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just saying, so how much smarter does he have to be a real man? I want somebody to tell me that. Keep going.
Okay, so the next one is he makes you laugh. Now, first off, a comedian can do that, but go ahead. He makes you laugh. Go ahead.
Okay, same thing. He makes you laugh. Why does a real man have to make you laugh? I mean, I've never taken a comedy class in my life. I can tell funny stories, but that's just because I'm goofy. But
right.
But the truth of the matter is, how does making you laugh equate out to my manhood? How does that work?
And also, and also, when you think about what when they say man versus a real man, so what's the difference then? A regular man, he can make you laugh.
So, a man doesn't know how to deliver a punchline, but a real man. So Kevin Hart is a real man.
Oh, okay.
But let's say Shaq is not. Because Shaq ain't funny at all.
I mean, when you put it in them terms, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Shaq do have his funny points a minute, but I get what you're saying. Because Kevin's a full comedian and he makes people laugh. That's his job. Shaq's a basketball player, but still. So that makes
Kevin Hart more of a man than Shaq.
Right. And hold on. And look, so he's more of a man and he's smarter, even though Shaq got PhDs and master's degrees. And no, I think Shaq's a doctor. Let me not quote Shaq wrong. He's Dr. Shaq. Did you know that? So that means that Shaq, Shaq's a man, he's not a real man because he can't make you laugh.
Yeah.
I can't make this up, people.
I'm just throwing it on the table. So that's what you. Okay. What's next on the list?
The next one. He actively supports your career.
He actively supports your career. You know what? Now I'm gonna pull this from Kevin Samuel.
Okay.
Most of y'all don't have careers. Y'all have jobs. Y'all have jobs y'all willing to walk away from if you have an opportunity. So I would actively support your career, but being an administrative assistant isn't a career. Even doing customer service at a telecommunications company is not a career. So you need to define exactly actively supports your career. That just throwing anything out there on the grill. That's not really telling me what we have for dinner. Next state.
Okay. All right. Let's see. He makes as much effort with your friends and family as you do with his. I'm gonna say that again. He makes as much effort with your friends and family as you do with your own, pretty much. That makes no sense to me.
So
but okay.
I am going to be as much effort as you do, because I'm not calling your mama 3 times a day.
Facts.
So no, I don't care that Val got in trouble at her job. I'm using Val as a name.
Right.
I don't care if Val got in trouble at her job for taking too long for her lunch break. I don't care. It doesn't concern me at all. So how does me spending time with your family and friends make me a real man? If your mother needs her grass cut, I will go do it because I'm your man and your mom is my responsibility. I'm cutting that grass. You know what I'm saying? If I get out the car and your friend is carrying groceries into the house, I'm going to grab those grocery bags from her and carry them into the house. Is that enough? I'm just asking.
True. All right. Ed, Seth, I don't know if you saw the comment, but I'll give you that one, Miss Quenisha. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
it's 7 floors, right? 7. She got 7.
No, but if you keep going, you see she was a truck driver, so that don't count towards you. Okay, you don't count.
Once again, the average woman doesn't know that. More than 60% of you don't know that.
Right.
Right. 7 radio, the transmission, power, brake, AC, windshield washer fluid.
Yeah, she got most of them. Yeah, or not all of them. But like I said, once again, that's because that's what you use a tow jack driver. And honestly, let's be real. How many women tow truck drivers do you know? Not that many.
No, it ain't much, but that little hydraulic fluid that come inside of the. I would say the hydraulic fluid that you get inside of your struts.
But I'll give her that. You know what I'm saying? No, knock.
Yeah,
kudos.
You're right. She's right, and I will take the L on that. I should have said 6 instead of 7. I'll take the L on that.
Gotcha. All right. Mm-hmm. Let me give you the next one. He is emotionally intelligent. He's emotionally intelligent.
You know what? Can I push this off to the audience? What is emotionally intelligent? I have no idea.
I don't know.
I got nothing.
I don't know if we'll get anybody to answer that one, but that, right.
Does it count under intelligence? Because I have that in the first one.
Right, because that's because it's under the same thing as smart.
Is that me crying because you broke a doll you had since you was in first grade, and all of a sudden it's broke, and now I should cry with you?
But see, once again, that will just come back to the thing I explained with my son is that I'm teaching him how to handle and manage his emotion at a young age. So if he can handle his emotion at a young age and he's smart, that's a given, right? Because if he's smart and he gets emotional, okay, that's two things. So we'll go to the next one. Let's see.
Let me ask one question.
Go ahead.
I like what you said. Thanks for level setting with that. Okay, so if you teach your son how to handle his emotions at a young age, and you're not saying the same things to your daughter about managing her emotions, is it going to be your son's responsibility to help whoever he's with manage her emotions, even though she never grew up doing it? Is that emotional intelligence? I mean, I'm honestly stumped on that one. You should just mark that off whatever list you read, because that don't make sense.
Yeah, but also a lot of things that I'm reading here, or just overall about the conversation about men and men and real men. We need to have the conversation about a girl and a woman. Forget woman and real woman. Let's have this conversation about that, because who's giving these women these conversations that we're talking about right now, right? Because we want to sit and blame these guys of being emotional and he hit women and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, most when these confrontations do happen, there's always a reason why something happened. You know what I'm saying? Outside the egregious one, the guys who get up and just swing on you for no reason. I'm talking about the ones where y'all get into an argument and then it turns violent. What led to that? What happened? What caused this to happen? You understand what I'm saying? So pretty much what I'm saying is who's keeping these ladies out here accountable for their actions?
Mm-hmm.
Because I never heard of a man who was single by himself beating himself up because he got in an argument with himself. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He beat himself up because he's in the room by himself. No.
Mm-hmm.
Someone had to. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was rolling with you.
Right. I mean, right.
I don't know.
You don't. Right. I don't know neither. Like how many men who live by themselves beating themselves up? And we're not talking about the ones who commit suicide. Just come on now, people. Let's not go all the way in there.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. But the bad part is, and I'll call the smoke on that one. If you are so emotionally distraught that you seriously commit suicide, I feel bad for you. But once again, maybe if you had a father in the house, that wouldn't happen. Maybe if you did have a father, I don't know, and I feel bad for those people. It's not fair to expect men to have something that you cannot define properly.
Facts. I agree, 100%. All right, and let's see what the next one say. Let's see. He respects your opinions and listens to what you have to say.
Fair enough, 100%. Next topic.
He's willing to
wait. Just listening to your opinion doesn't mean I'm going to take it. A captain of a ship listens to his officers' opinions about a topic, but he is the captain. He still will make a decision based on what he thinks is the right choice for that ship. But your opinion is appreciated. Doesn't mean I'm going to follow it. Okay?
All right, and the next one is that he's willing to put the work in. Now, this one needs, honestly, my opinion, this one needs more meat to the plate. This is too broad of subject, or just he's willing to put the work in. Because at the end of the day, okay, so if we want to really have this conversation about men and real men, a man who's single and by himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he has a job, he's putting the work in. if he have a 9-to-5 job, he's putting the work in. You understand what I'm saying? Because if he's not working, then he on the street, he on the corner, he live in the house, his grandma's house, mom's house, whatever. But if he's working, then he's putting the work in. Now, there might be levels to how he's doing it, but if he's working, so you understand what I'm saying, Seth? Like, this don't make no sense, in my opinion. Like, he's willing to put the work in. I need more meat. Mm-hmm. I need some more meat on the bone on this one. I need some more meat.
That's trying to hug a cloud Not going to be able to do it.
Right. Oh, hold up.
Yeah,
We got a comment. Let's see what this comment say here. Emotionally intelligent is being tuned with your emotions, not allowing your emotions to control you. Okay. Which still goes back to what I said earlier about, my son and race. Go ahead. You can jump on this one. Go ahead.
No, okay. I'm purposely taking this to the left. Okay. So, as the comment says, emotionally intelligent is being in tune with your emotions, not allowing your emotions to control you. Okay. So, just to be honest, 83% of all divorces in the black community are filed by black women.
Facts.
You can pull the stats from this. Of that, about 80% are irreconcilable differences. You just don't like me no more. So, men have to be, don't let my emotions control me, right? That's what they want. Don't let your emotions control you. So you do what's right, even if you don't feel like it. It doesn't feel good. You're not having fun doing it, but I'm still going to handle my responsibilities. I'm putting this on the table to say, I buy my children Jordans. I buy my children KDs. I buy my children stuff, but when I go to the store, I don't buy that for myself because I'm taking care of them and I'm sacrificing for myself to take care of them. That doesn't make me feel good. So, and when women file for divorce for irreconcilable differences because they are no longer happy, they no longer feel like they're in love with me, per se. Is that it? So women get to live by their emotions, but I have to be emotionally intelligent. Is that what I should understand that to mean? Because it seems quite unfair when you say it out loud and you put it into perspective. It seems very unfair. Okay, but next topic.
Yeah, I have nothing for that.
It seems unfair. That's the definition of emotional intelligence.
Right.
And I'm not disputing that, but if that's the definition, that means that women want us to do something they by default have no intention of doing, and they're holding us to a standard they will not maintain themselves. That seems unfair, but that's fine because who expects fairness when you are an adult and a real man? Keep going.
All right, and then the last one we'll touch on here is he celebrates your achievements.
Okay. Yay. I'm good with that, actually. I should be proud of my baby for doing something good. So, yeah, let's roll with that.
Yeah, we're going to cut it right there when it comes to that. So, honestly, those are things, those are qualities that make a real man. So, so I see all that. So, willing to work. Okay, so from reading this list here, I didn't say that he needs to have a lot of money. He didn't say he has to be, making, a lot of money. So pretty much, so a real man could be so reading these couple things I read out, a real man could be a real man working at McDonald's from what I'm reading here because he could be smart, he can make you laugh, he can definitely support your career, he makes an effort with your friends and family, he's emotionally intelligent. Yeah. He respects your opinions, listen to you, what you have to say, and he's willing to put the work in, and he celebrates your achievements. So those are the qualities out there that they say make a real man.
He could be homeless and do all that. I mean, this dude could literally be homeless and hit every one of them benchmarks. Am I wrong?
Homeless?
I mean, you should be. I should be a stay-at-home husband if that's all I have to do.
Right, because going through the list here doesn't say much, but it doesn't. So I'll say this, and I wish I had more ladies in the room, but ladies, if whoever's in the chat room, just go write something here. What is a real man to you? Because that might help us out here to get a better understanding. My opinion. It's not really putting about on the spot. I just need to get a better understanding because as you listen here, I read through all the qualities that they posted online, what a real man is, and honestly, those qualities they're okay. I mean, those just basic, nothing too special of them. But like I just said, so I can work at McDonald's and give you and be a great man was what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm. Hey, hey. Okay, all right, twin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I want to. Do you want to? How much time we got left? You want to take it off the rails?
All right, listen. We can take it there.
Okay, I'm gonna take it off the rails just for the sake of argument. Okay, so what you get here? Here's where Seth the Dark Child earns his name. All right. So listening to everything that you just read,
mm-hmm.
here's the problem with a man versus a real man. Okay. And this is because I'm gonna say that the females of our species have changed the rules so much because they don't want to be locked down. And they don't want to actually say what they really want. They really don't want to say it because they don't like rejection and they don't like being told no. So they kind of try to sugarcoat the truth for reasons unbeknownst to me as a man. I don't get it. But here's what happens with a man versus a real man. Okay? The water is muddy because you tell me you want a good man. See, I think good man versus bad man, I don't know what you want to call it. You say you want a good dude. These are the things that a good dude would do for you. But if you check and see who got the most babies out there running around, who are y'all actually sharing y'all bodies with, who y'all prefer to share it with, because I'm 99% sure Future doesn't fit this list. You feel me? Future doesn't fit this list. But how many kids Future got?
A lot, apparently.
Old dirty bastard. That's what ODB is. That's his name. I didn't make it up. He doesn't fit this list of description. How many kids ODB got? You know, but the little straight A student who's making $100,000 at Konnichiwa Electronics. Well, I made that up from
Listen. I see. I know where you're going with this. Trust me. I know where you're going with this.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say is that a lot of the stuff that you read, I will say this, and it's all the smoke in the world for anyone, whether it's a man versus a real man. You ladies have lied to yourselves so much that you don't even know how to accept the truth and you don't want to learn from the truth. But the truth of the matter is you don't even want what you say you want because what you say out your mouth and what your actions say are two different things. And you judge people based on their actions. That's why this whole list makes very little sense. And me and you both know we don't know any woman out there who would settle for this list in actual real life. Because you totally left off the size of his eggplant. You totally left off the size of his bank account. You totally left off how tall he was and how big his hands were. You left all of that garbage off. But the problem is, the dudes who you do talk to have to fit this description before you even get to the point where he encourages me about my triumphs and achievements. You got to get past you. That ain't the door. That's the backyard to the house. That ain't even the front door to the house that you say you want. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with yourself and quit telling us crazy stuff. And men might figure out how to be real men in your opinion. That's all I want to say.
Listen, I'm with you 2,000%. Because honestly, as I read through the list and going through it, honestly, this list sounds like a simp. Because
he's gonna get used and abused.
Yeah, right. And that's the problem that I have. Because if you look around right now, females that are pregnant get pregnant by these dudes that's not on these lists. But then once they think about it, the dudes they get pregnant with is not on these lists. But then afterwards, they had these kids. They didn't want to find this dude who's on the list, and you want him to take on the responsibility on top of everything else. Help you make sense to this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Help me help you. Like I say, I don't want to keep even saying it over and over, but this, brother, come on, man. How many times have you, I've been that dude. Once again, I'm going to say that I've been that dude. I've been both sides. I was horrible in my early 20s, bro. I felt the world was mine. And I could do whatever I felt like doing, and I did. You know what I'm saying? When I met my ex-wife at the time, bruh, she was part of a rotation. Okay? And I had no intention of stopping that rotation. She convinced me over time that maybe she was enough for me. And I fell for a hook, line, and sinker. I changed my whole personality to be a good, real man. I'm 20 hours of overtime. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I slept for 4 hours a day for 3 years. That wasn't just how much I wanted to sleep. That was my doggone schedule. Okay? 2 kids, house, paying off the car note. She was a stay-at-home mom. I did everything I could to bite that bullet. My physical health dropped like a bad habit. It went straight down. Okay?
Right.
And then at the end, what I got to show for that? Right? Because I tried to do the real, I guess, good man thing. And I'm right back where I was in my early 20s trying to figure out how to go back to living the life I wanted to live. Because I sacrificed my fun and enjoyment and happiness and my emotional intelligence so that I could be a good, real man. And let me tell you, when you file for divorce with unreconcilable differences, which just means you don't like me no more, who feel the bigger dummy?
The man.
What I gave up just for you to say you don't love me no more. Bro, and by the way, I'm not emotionally into it. I'm on this topic because it's relevant. But where do you go from there?
No.
This list is BS, and it's raw, uncut BS. Sisters, provide your own list. Let's chop that one up instead.
And to be honest with you, I mean, when you think about it, this is not even a real topic. Let's be real. A man versus a real man. There's no such thing as a man and a real man. Now, if you want to say boy, then okay, cool. Boy versus a real man. Now that one that one has some more meat, more substance to it. We can talk about. But my problem, the question I have out here for you ladies out here listening, is this: if you messing with a guy, right, and you know these traits that he has are not what you want, don't give that man a child.
Do not. Please stop it.
It's really just that simple. I'm just gonna give it to you because if you know he's this and he's that, why would you give the man the ultimate goal, the ultimate, you know what I mean, the ultimate prize, as Kevin Sever will say? It's a baby. Why would you do that? And then first thing you want to say is, oh, he's busted, he's crusted, he dusted, he bum, he do this, he do that. But if he's all that and you gave him a baby, what does that make you? And this is for all the ladies out there who are single. This is not to the women who are married and XYZ, no. Because if you've been married, you know what it is to be married. These are the women out here talking about, ain't no guys out here. They all chasing these white women and all that stuff. Let's be clear. It's only 10% of men who dating outside the race or dating finding white women. So that number is super low to what you think it is. Don't let all these TV shows and movies and actors confuse you. It's a small percentage. So that argument is dead. If you don't believe it, look it up. I did. Look it up. That's a small percentage. Blacks are marrying blacks. It's like I want to say in the 90% range. That's how blacks want to be with blacks. So let's dead that conversation about, well, they keep chasing. No, they're not chasing her. No, it's small percentage. It is, and that's a fact. But honestly, what is a man versus a real man? Listen, there's really no debate. Is when it comes down to it, is being accountable for your action, ladies, and being accountable for your men. That's all I want to say here. I think we chopped this up long enough. Anything, you know what I'm saying? We talk about something else, but we done on this topic here. So any man out there who's struggling to know what a man is, listen to this. You should have a little understanding of what a man is, because you shouldn't be stuttering and don't know what a man is. Because if that's the case, you shouldn't be talking at all, because you're making all men look bad. Because when we're gonna take, you see him over there, he don't know what a man is. So how can a man raise boys and he don't know what he is? Why you giving these men babies who don't know what a man is? Honestly, women, if you're single out there and you dating, the first question that you should ask the man is, what is a man? And if he can't explain what a man is to you, thank you for your time. You have a good night. Keep it moving.
Yep.
Keep it moving. But I'm sorry, Seth. Anything you want to say before we close out here, sir?
No, I sign off on what you just said. I would only ask ladies this particular question. Do a little homework. Write a list. Literally, put down 5, 6, 10 things on your list that you consider a real man to be, and make sure this joker checking it off. But don't be getting this cookie cutter fantasy stuff. Be real, because a real man. I don't. If you don't know what you really looking for, and if your last 5 boyfriends haven't hit this description, you probably don't. Think about it before you accept that dinner date. Please think about it before you let this person into your body. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Like, dislike, comment, whatever. Share with your friends. Comment. Let us know how you feel. If you want to join in on the conversation, let us know. We can definitely send you a Zoom link to jump in the conversation as well. If you want to be in the conversation, we'd love to have some woman's voice on the panel with us. So it's not us talking all day. We like to have the balance. We're all for the smoke, so it'll be respectful, of course. We're not here trying to.
Yeah, but we love smoke.
But we love smoke, though. We definitely want the smoke. And only thing we ask, if you do come on the show, you cannot lead the argument with, I feel. No. or you get labeled as Deflecticon.
Yep.
But anyway.
And we battle Deflecticons.
all day long. All right, people. Thanks for tuning into the show. Follow, like, all that good stuff. We out. And we'll be recording an episode very shortly, so tune in.